Right, this video is going to be a really messy affair, but I'm going to try and explain some concepts. It's symbolism, right? And I've said this time and time again, the truth is in you, and you have to find the truth, and the truth is delivered to or revealed to you as light. Ra means light. Oah in ancient Hebrew, or means light. So the eye of Ra, the eye of Horus, Horus, it's all the same thing. And the people that built the pyramids, and the big mystery of how the pyramids were built, and they have the stones, and you can't even get a cigarette paper between the stones. Now each of the stones wasn't hauled up the side of a pyramid. It wasn't hauled up by 20 or 200,000 men, as they like to teach us. It was moulded. It was concrete. It was moulded and poured. And all they had to move was the equipment that made the moulds and facilitated the pouring. And they used the sun and the rays of the sun through a Fresnel lens, or Fresnel lens, pronunciation, which focused the beam of light into a point which is thousands of degrees hot, which was capable of melting granite. And the melted granite was melted and poured into moulds, and then it solidified and left the rock. So all they needed to get up was the lens and the building materials. So there's no need for thousands and thousands of men. Now obviously the more lenses and the more men, the quicker you can build the thing. Giza, it means border. What does a border do? It divides. Now the pyramids were originally encased in white sandstone, and they could be seen glinting in the sunlight from miles and miles away, and they would have looked beautiful. Isn't it funny that Jesus said to the rabbis, "You look like whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside, but full of dead things on the inside"? So what does that mean? What does he mean by dead things? A dead thing is something that does not give life. It doesn't bring life. It's dead. You have the king's chamber, the queen's chamber, and the lower chamber, the subterranean chamber, and they're linked. This symbol is symbolic of electricity. That's the pineal gland, pineal. This is the pituitary, and this is the thyroid. The pineal is the all-seeing eye, which you see during meditation, the eye of Ra. And the pituitary is the mother, and the thyroid is in your throat. You see the truth, you're protected by the mother, and you speak the truth, and it all comes from El, the Father, energy. And it's living, and it lives within you, not in these man-made structures that are whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside, but full of dead things on the inside. Doesn't bring life, it's a model. Giza, it's a border, it divides. In the human body, you have chakras, chakra. So chakra, centers of light. Read Matthew 6:22. Let thine eye be single, and your body will fill with light. The eye, here's the eye. There's the eye. One sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of touch. Oh, sorry. So there's sight, smell, hearing, touch, taste, and it's all powered by consciousness. Your senses are powered by consciousness. So how do you get to power your senses? How do you overcome the mind, the ego, the story that you tell yourself, the great deception? How do you overcome the ego to reach this? You go within. You meditate. Medi means middle. And you approach the king's chamber. And you clean the house to get the energy flowing. That's why cleaning the house is of so much importance. That's why I keep saying it, people. That's why I keep saying it. And the energy rises. Man is the measure of the universe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Loosely. These are the chakras. Chakra. Chakra. Light. And the energy, when your house is clean, the energy can flow. The current can flow. The river can flow. And it flows up the body. The serpent rises. Be ye wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. Meditation, you're being gentle and you're being wise. And the energy rises within you. And as it rises, it's electromagnetic. And it's like this. Rather like your DNA. DNA. It is not religious books are not the word of God. To assert such a thing is just an absurdity. It's also as absurd as these stupid models in a desert, which are nothing more than ruins. They were destroyed, and the same shit that they've built today will also be destroyed. All that shit's got to go. So, the DNA, electromagnetism, and where it crosses over, it's called the dialectic, and light is formed. Let thine eye be single, and your body will fill with light. Now, light is often symbolized as a cube, and in this world they worship the black cube. No light. No light is death. In the next verse, in Matthew 6:22, it says something like, how deep is your darkness? So you go into meditation and you watch into the darkness. You are a watcher, and you are watching for the light. So you are walking in the darkness looking for the light within. And it will meet you halfway, middle, medi, pyramid, pyramid, fire in middle, pyramid, Ra. The eye of Ra is the architect. It is the eye of God, the creator, and it's within you. But everyone's looking outside of themselves, trying to figure out the mysteries of the world, failing to understand that the mysteries are within, and they will reveal themselves if you go within. But there's a border that divides. It separates. Jesus said, I come to bring division. Giza means border, and it's located in Egypt. And the location of the pyramids is the center point of the world's land masses. So it's the center point, and it's called Giza, which is a border. And you get Upper Egypt and Lower. And you've got to cross from Lower Egypt into Upper Egypt. This is the hero's journey, and when you meditate and you move that energy up, you're overcoming the division within. What is the division? Lower consciousness to higher consciousness. And then things are revealed within to the initiate. When you have raised this energy, when you have raised the Kundalini, or when it has raised in you, then you have been initiated into the mystery schools. You will then overcome the lower nature of man, the carnal mind, and you will have the higher consciousness, which brings about conscious evolution. So why is there a border? We have a border to separate. Separate. So we separate the wheat from the chaff. What is chaff? It's dung. It's garbage. It's inedible. It has no sustenance. It does not sustain you. It's indigestible. You can't chew the cud. It offers you nothing. What is wheat? Wheat sustains life. It grows in the light of the sun. It lifts up quickly. And when it has been harvested and sorted from the chaff, the wheat is stored in the barn and protected. And when you eat wheat, you can chew it. It provides sustenance. And I'm not talking about food now, people. I'm talking about the truth. Lies, chaff, truth is wheat. It's something that you can chew on. You chew the cud. And when you chew the cud and the truth is revealed in you, you part the hoof. You go your own way like a clean animal, no longer being distracted by the pantomime that has been put before you. Have no doubt about it, the world is a stage, and if you can't see that the world is a stage, then you are caught up in the script of it. You need to separate yourself from the world, and you do that with meditation. Meditation. This is how you walk away. You go within, and it's revealed to you within, and you will start to see things. And as I alluded to in a previous video, you want to break back into the Garden of Eden. Everyone in the world is practicing escapism. They're trying to escape prison planet, the prison that their mind has created for them, and they run backwards and forwards, and they can never get away from it because they're running from themselves. But when you meditate, you overcome the mind, and then your consciousness, your awareness, the light of your own Ra lifts you up, guides you. It lights your path. Pyramids. The largest pyramid, Giza. Top view. It has 8 sides. 8 sides. Some people don't know this. Research it. The information's there. Google it. So you have the chakras inside a human body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you have 8 and 9. Next page. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is symbolism to explain something. This is pictographic. This is picture words. This is dabarine, word pictures to explain the often unexplainable. The chakras, and they are lit up by the energy, and the truth within you reveals itself when your house is clean and allows the energy to flow. And then you have knowledge of good and evil. And this is God's interpretation of good and evil, not mankind's. God is your brain, higher consciousness. Then you will understand and you will choose accordingly, or you will not choose one or the other. Now, the energy rises up to the top and it goes into those two biblical characters, Sarah, Abram, also known as cerebrum, the left and right hemispheres of the brain. And this is a process, but the temple gets rebuilt, the third temple, and it gets rebuilt in Jerusalem. Jerusalem. The ancient word in ancient Hebrew is Yerushalayim, and it means the source from where all light flows, the light of consciousness. Light, it's all light. That's why Jesus said, my burden is light. And when the energy's there, you start to see things. Look at the brain, look at the way it's shaped. It's a electromagnetic toroidal field. And where it crosses over in the middle, light. That's 7 points. 7 meaning perfection. Perfect. Perfection in the eyes of God. And it's not about what mankind thinks. Half of them are fucking morons anyway. 6 is the number of man. Sin means to miss the mark. 7 is the mark. That's what you're aiming for. Perfection. But humanity has missed the mark. Sin, that's what it means. It's not about being nice. It's not. Being nice for the sake of being nice is virtue signaling. It's seeking the approval of others. That's what churchgoers do. They go to church to be seen by others. It's disgusting. So, you cross over that line. That's the separation, the division, the border. And you cross over back into the Garden of Eden. The serpent rises into the Garden of Eden. So there's the 7 points. The mother. Honour your mother and father. The mother is number 8. You turn 8 on its side. Infinity. And then the father is number 9. So 6 is man. When he raises the energy, it becomes upright. God. Father. Upright. Not bowed down. Bowed down. Lowly. Little. Upright. The upright pole. Jesus was crucified on a pole. The pole is the word in Greek was stauros, and it means upright pole. Yea, as I walk in the valley in the shadow of death, your rod and your staff, they comfort and guide me. Electromagnetism, that's the rod and the staff. So, back to pyramids. Ignore that. That's Kriya, that's yoga. Research it. Kriya. Kriya, it means work, the work of Yah. Right. So you have the 7, which is perfection. Then you have the 8 and the 9. The 9 is the unified field. Field. Or the father. Call it whatever you want. Doesn't matter. 8 is the mother. The mother protects the children. She nurtures them and guides them. That's her job. And the father watches and protects the mother and the children. and the father is slow to anger, and 7 is the child. Father, mother, child. That's the trinity. It's all in you. 8 is the mother, and she's symbolized as this. And that's the father, and he's symbolized as this. And the mother and father, they come together. The father lays on top of the mother. And you have a cube. That's the child. So father, mother, they come together, they make a child. Electromagnetism, light. The cube needs to be lit. And in this world, they worship the black cube. Death. This planet is ran by a death cult.